Hey everyone, it's Lucid, and I'm going to share with you a series of mods that have been updated and in some cases created for Champions Arena, basically, which is a way of playing Dominion 6 that has nothing to do with being a 4X and instead kind of turns it into an arena battler. And you can't quite do this yet in the game lobby because the game lobby does not support mods. But you can host a server, and if you do port forwarding and stuff, you can have other people join your game. It's not super hard to do. We can maybe do a video on that later, though. There's some videos on how to do that for Dominions 5. Anyhow, hopefully soon enough there will be mod support in the game lobby. But in the meantime, I'll share with you what these mods are. I'm going to locally host a game here on my computer for some of my Patreon members, and we're going to actually record a series in Champions Arena and put it up on YouTube. So that would be a fun thing to do. I'm thinking right now I'll probably play in it as well, since there's not really too much of a conflict of interest. If, we're all seeing the same thing in terms of the arena battles. So I can cast it with an omniscient perspective, essentially, at the same time as I am playing in it. So that'll be fun. But yeah, so I'm going to share a little bit about what each of these mods do. And then I'm going to show you the map, and then I'll show you how it works. So Balanced Arena, this basically, you can use this with any game. This is not really something that's really made for Champions Arena, but I think it's a good thing to turn on. You can also turn on Better Arena, but these change the arena rewards so that they're more, basically they're better. You get all sorts of various little trinkets that you can forge. Usually it's like 10 to 20 gem items that you can get from this. So that's cool. Illwinter went and reworked the arena rewards, and they did a great job in that you get now a fair amount of gold, I believe, and a fair amount of gems, and this is very good. I think the incentives are there now for people to actually send in reasonable investments, potentially, to try to win the arena, because the rewards, in terms of gold and gems, are actually really significant. You still get the Champion's Trident or the Champion's Headband, and these items all have the same buffs on them, which are like luck and quickness, and I think that's it. Maybe they have something else too. But they're basically all copies of the same one, and they all force you to fight in the arena. And so you really, I don't think, want to play with Champions Arena with that in, because you can't like cycle in who you're going to send into the arena, which I think is part of the fun of this format. Anyway, this just gives you the 10 to probably 20 gem items, but doesn't have game-changing artifacts in there. So anyway, there you go. And then Champions Arena, this basically, we have reworked this so that it now starts on like turn 2 or 3. When you start getting arena battles, and you'll keep track of it in like a little spreadsheet or notepad or something, who gets how many points. We have like a whole spreadsheet for that. I'll put a link for that in the description too. I have to go dig it up. I'm not actually sure where I left it. But anyhow, you have like a little spreadsheet you'll fill in with who won and who sent people every round. Normally, the point system we came up with gives people points for sending people and points for winning battles, and then of course points for like winning the final thing as well. So yeah, anyway, the rewards tend to kind of escalate, so that's a cool thing. And then Spirits of Ascension, this is a new mod. I actually commissioned Aether Nomad to make this. Because I would screw it up and do a crappy version where I can throw him some dollar bills and they'll do a really good job. So, and if you don't know, Aether Nomad is the creator of Hellenica, which is an enormous mod pack, which we're all looking forward to seeing getting ported to Dominion 6 eventually. It's so much work to port it, a mod that big from Dominions 5 to Dominion 6, but... yeah, what this does is it gives you basically all sorts of decisions you can make. You have one guy in your cap, and that guy can make sites or make researchers, but you can only do one thing a turn. So you can make sites that give you more gems. You can make, some of them are free, some of them cost gems to make. Anyway, so there's a small, it's only one action a turn, but there's a whole little mini economy that this basically creates, and it makes it so that you don't need to expand. You can still have gem income, you can still have research without doing any expansion, and the reason for that is because the map we're going to play on is going to be this map here called Heroes Arena, and I'll have a link to this in the description, but these should all be on the Steam Workshop. Call it Arena Test, right? And we'll just put 2 people in it for now. I'll make them land nations. We'll have TNG that has, you know, a fancy tiger rider, and we'll have Fascia with the mummy of all the puppers, Jerkana. Anyway, you can attack people with all your little dog legs. But yeah, so anyway, we're going to have those people. And what's going to happen, you'll log in, you get... So this is the map, by the way. And the map has a bunch of different provinces. We can't see them. I can't click on them here because maybe if I send my scout, who is not amphibious... yeah, we won't be able to see all... But basically, there's a bunch of other provinces. They're kind of obscured because you can't... There's effectively fog of war. Anyhow. So, you get this guy at the start, the Spirit of Ascension. You can research with it for a tremendous amount of research, 159. Or you can forge things that you can't normally forge. But it's expensive to do it because, you know, you're forsaking a lot of research. Or you can cast one of these spells. And the spells are, like, one thing you might want to consider doing at the beginning is forging one of these gem sites. But you also may want to make a researcher. So if you summon an Ascension guide, we'll do that first, you get one of these that can research for 50 a turn. Then, if you want to, you could make... Let's see what our natural income... Our highest is astral, so we might say, okay, let's up our astral even more. Let's make a shrine, an astral shrine, in our capital. And then I'll show you what that does. We've already had the first call for the arena happening now, too. So, anyway, it's made a site, a minor astral... a minor shrine of astral. So this is going to give us 1 pearl a turn, and this was free. It didn't cost us anything except this turn. And then we have the ability to make more. Now, once we get 10 of any gem type, if we want to, we could make an item, or we could make a altar of ascension, which is going to give us like 10. It's going to give us 1 gem of every type. So we can do that next turn, actually. This turn, we'll go ahead and send our people into the arena, and we'll script our god in this case to do personal bark skin, resist magic attack. And Fascia gets a pretty cool little pupper here. It's interesting, her fist. It's not magic. I guess that makes sense, though. She will do advance and cast spells and try to see if she can dust to dust them. And she's going to enter the arena as well. So we would have the arena fight, log into TNG's turn. There's a battle that announces the winner shall receive 1 victory point. There's a whole point system. I'll put the spreadsheet will be in the description. But basically, you get a point for participating, you get a point for every win, and you get every individual battle win. And you get a point for winning the overall round or the overall turn. And if you win, you don't lose your guy. So let's see what happens here. Barkskin. Oh, she's casting Decay at us, but we cast Resist Magic. Okay, and we smack them in the face with the Devi of Strength with very, very spooky weapons here. Advance and cast wasn't a great strategy. So, yeah, we won the arena match. We got a banner of the Northern Star. We got 339 gold, and we got 15 fire gems. So you can see our gold, super high, fire gems, super nice. You can still recruit, by the way, all your national troops. So you'll be incentivized to send something in every turn. So you want to be making something every turn. If you want to, you can spend a couple turns making scouts and then send a scout in. But while you'll get a point for sending a scout in, you'll also feed a victory to somebody else. So you could just not send something in. But if you have something in, especially something that even has a chance of winning a round, like a cav has a decent chance, you may choose to do that. But yeah, anyway, we have enough fire gems now. We can make a fire altar of ascension, so we'll do that. And there's by the way, a tournament every turn. There's nobody that participated in this one. But anyway, we have now the minor altar of ascension, which gives us 1 of every gem type, 2 of blood. And so this is the way you can kind of scale up your economy very quickly without having expansion. You can research, of course, very quickly and hit some research targets. And this is all over by turn 20. I think turn 20 is it gets announced in the messages, but I believe turn 20 is the final turn. So yeah, anyway, this is the format we'll be using in the mods to have a kind of interesting Heroes Arena. So looking forward to kind of getting your feedback on this, and then also looking forward to playing this with some of my Patreon members, because it's been a while since I've played games with them. Mostly it's been casting things or what have you. So cheers everyone, and we'll see you next time.